Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. Well, there's an XRP chart analyst who says that XRP is on the verge of a, quote, major breakout. So I'm going to be sharing with you the specifics of that, along with analysis from a broad array of chart analysts from the world of Bitcoin, from the XRP community, and crypto at large. And I do want to state at the outset, though, because this video, it's about price, and I always mention this towards the end of my video, but since this one's really about, explicitly about price, I'm going to be extra vigilant about this. I want to state at the outset, I'm not a financial advisor. I have no financial background whatsoever. I don't know how to read charts. I don't want to learn how to read charts. I'm more of a fundamentals type of guy, so I love researching that, and I spend literally hours per day on that type of thing and putting content together for YouTube. But I don't want to pretend to be somebody that I'm not, so I'm just going to be super transparent about that. Now, that said, I think it's fun to just be aware of the analysis that you can track from all sorts of different members of our community and just crypto at large, all sorts of chart analysts. And so what I do in a video like this is I'm sharing with you the latest from chart analysts, just kind of compiling them so you can kind of figure out what most people think. And perhaps sometimes there is wisdom in what the majority thinks. Maybe not. I don't know. You can tell me there. But that's basically what I'm doing in these videos. And I think there are a lot of people out there that are all like, hey, what the hell's a MACD? What the hell are Fibonacci levels? Hey, I don't know either. It's cool. So I'm just saying. But for people like that in particular, you're just kind of getting all of this information in one spot, and you don't have to know all of the chart analyst stuff. And like to me, other than what I'm covering here like this, it's more like, really what I see is if you want this type, like you want the sentiments, you mostly have to, well, either compile it yourself, which takes a lot of time, which you could do, or you can go to chart analyst channels, which I've done, and I still subscribe to a number of them, but they get so techy, and it's just like, it's a little too wonky for me. Like, I just want the sentiments, so that's what I'm kind of doing here. But before I go any further, if you would please delicately tap that like button, and if you are a fan of Ripple and XRP, and you think that a major XRP breakout would be just super duper, go ahead and subscribe to the Moon Lambo channel. After all, this is an XRP centric channel. You will be amongst friends here unless you are a Bitcoin maxi, but I'll tell you what, even then I'll be your friend. You know what, you are still welcome. Even if you're Mr. Bitcoin maxi, stay here. I will change you. Or maybe not. All right, so the market cap for the crypto asset class is at 197 billion. Bitcoin's at 7,358, and XRP is at 22.3 cents as I record this. Over the last 24 hours, here's the XRP chart. You can see, lately it's been sliding a little down. Same for Bitcoin chart, looks very similar. And you can see here, if you look at the weekly charts for the entire top 10 outside of Tether, as I love reporting on, especially if you look at like the top 3, my God, these are like the same freaking charts. Yes, XRP is correlated to the price action of Bitcoin, whether or not we like it. And we don't like it, but it's a matter of fact thing. Eventually it's going to break free. All right, the next piece that I'm going to cover I got from StoneHodl XRP, a member of our lovely little XRP community here. And I wanted to let you know, because I love helping out other XRP community members that are putting content out there, whether it's, I don't care if you're running like an e-commerce store selling crypto stuff, you've got a blog, you got a YouTube channel. I love promoting what other people are doing. I think that everybody can add their own little bit of vibrancy to the XRP community. So StoneHodl XRP, he's one of the newest XRP YouTubers out there. And so I wanted to give him a shout out. And if you're looking for a new content creator to follow, give him a whirl. See what you think. You can try it on for size here. The best way to find him, I'd say, would go to Twitter, and he is at StoneHodl XRP. You could probably try typing StoneHodl XRP into the search bar on YouTube, so really either one of those. But I just wanted to give a shout out. And also thank you, StoneHodl, for passing along this next piece, which I am about to cover. And congrats again on your brand new XRP YouTube channel. I hope everything keeps going well for you. It takes a long time to get tracked, or at least for me it did. It took me like, after... I'm not kidding. I mentioned this in another video, Dan. I'm not going to get into it. Don't worry. But after 5.5 months, it took me that long just to get like a little over 200 subscribers. So, but you've got some good stuff out there. I think you're going to do well. So here's the title from the first piece. Bitcoin price shows uncanny resemblance to 2018 breakout pattern. Bitcoin went through its biggest bear market in history in 2018, losing over 84% in value between December 2016 and December 16th of 2017 to December 15th of 2018. However, after finding the bottom at around $3,120, the price began to recover and eventually returned bullish towards Q2 of 2019. The unique path that Bitcoin followed during that key time period appears to be happening again, according to two veteran traders. That's Josh Rager and Cantorine Clark. Granted, the chart comparison is largely speculative and points to only one of the many possible scenarios, but the correlation is nevertheless striking. And so here was the tweet from Cantorine Clark. He wrote, "There is an uncanny resemblance between these two charts. It would make sense that after the first major move up, that the first major correction and following accumulation period would have a fractal resemblance to the larger original." And so I got the tweet on the screen right here. And again, the reason that I cover Bitcoin in these types of videos, it's because, as I stated in the past, XRP is still tethered to the price action of Bitcoin, so it actually matters to us as XRP holders. The Bitcoin chart analysis sometimes works as a self-fulfilling prophecy, and the leading coin has shown it is still capable of large-scale daily rallies given the right news. But this time, the prediction once again clashed with extremely bearish news, seeing Bitcoin slide to a much lower tier. Now, the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index has returned to 32 points, moving out of the, quote, extreme fear territory. However, the sentiment remains cautious. A big spike in prices could come from whale action or from increased futures activity. All right, let me hop into the next piece now. This one's titled, this is from You Today, written by Alex Dovnya. Oh, man, I'm probably butchering that. I'm sorry, I'm really just not good with foreign names. Anyway, so they writes, here's the title. No, that's not what I meant to read. Bitcoin price continues to follow bearish pattern. I'm sorry, sometimes words are hard for your boy Moon Lambo here. The price movement of Bitcoin has been contained within two descending trend lines since its precipitous drop from the yearly high of $13,851. The leading financial outlet states that it's high time for the coin to make a major upward move in order to break out of the falling channel on its daily chart and build bullish momentum. As reported by You Today, the above-mentioned formation is closely watched by trading veteran Peter Brandt. And there is a chart on the screen for those of you that aren't, are not driving. Peter Brandt, he's got a storied career, if you will, as a trader. He's been doing it for several decades. He's got a best-selling book on Amazon. Has over 300,000 followers on Twitter. Now, check this out. This is interesting and not necessarily very good price-wise, but here's what they had to say. According to his immediately bullish scenario, the 6-month bear channel could become a springboard for a new parabolic phase. Okay, that part sounds good, but here's the other part. Right? However, if Bitcoin were to violate the lower boundary, it could reach a local bottom in July 2020 at around $5,300. Yeah, that would not be ideal price-wise, but, it'll drag down. Look, if it happens, it's going to drag down XRP and everything else, and maybe it's a buying opportunity. I've been toying with the idea, if XRP actually drops into the teens, I might break my buying schedule. I've been mentioning that a few times on the channel lately, and I think I will. I think I've talked myself into doing it. I like being disciplined, but I think I would actually do it. Next here's a piece from Daily Hodl, and let me just jump right in here. Crypto analyst known in the industry as the Cryptomist says Bitcoin may be poised for a big breakout. In a series of tweets to her 43,000 followers, the analyst says Bitcoin appears to be in an ascending triangle and could break out in a matter of days. And here's a quote. A possible ascending triangle to look out for, like I've been saying for the past week and a bit. I am favoring longs right now. However, possibility of one or more move down for bears. Targets from last week remain the same, 7,700, 8,450, and 9,400, not long now. All right. Meanwhile, a fellow analyst who goes by the name of Magic is far more bearish. And actually, I think I pulled his tweet up, so I'm going to save that for just 1 second. He might be the very next one. I mapped it out properly. Here's what I wanted to share with you. I think it's the same one anyway. Bitcoin is breaking down below the symmetrical triangle and on a decent volume too. A retest and failure to recover back inside of it will confirm it as overhead resistance. And here's the chart that he had associated with that right there. Next tweet, and this is from Patty Stash. There's actually two tweets here. Okay, so the first one says this. Bitcoin halving is still about 6 months away. Check out any chart that shows Bitcoin price action leading into previous halving, and you'll see it traded relatively stable. looks like Bitcoin dominance had a rising wedge recently. A dip below the green line is what will trigger Altseason. And here's the chart that he has associated with this right here. And I keep citing this every time I cover stuff from him. He is probably the biggest proponent, out of all the chart analysts I follow, the biggest proponent for Altseason. And I still think it's coming just because from a fundamental perspective, people are still just, I don't know when, because again, not chart analysts, but from a fundamentals perspective, like people are absolutely in a frenzy. They don't know what the hell they're buying and selling, most of them anyway. It's what it seems like to me. And, even after the bear market of 2018, some scams went away and some projects failed. They just collapsed under the pressure of tremendous selling. But even so, there are tons of projects out there that money's just getting chucked into them. And so I can't imagine a world where Altseason doesn't eventually happen. And here's a second tweet from Patty Stash. Again, for literally 3 months, we've just teeter-tottered here. And check this out. This is the to me, one of the most notable bullish things out of all the chart analysts, I'm going to say, directly relating to XRP. Well, and Ethereum too. But he wrote, both Ethereum and XRP, the two largest alts, are still on the verge of making a major breakout. Those two breaking out would trigger the major dump in Bitcoin dominance, thus leading to Altseason. We're so close. So he's still all on board for that, and conceptually, to me, it makes sense because there hasn't been this tremendous flushing out of altcoins, as many predicted would be the case after 2018. Now, there has been a flushing out, but they're still there. Go to Live Coin Watch, just look on the front page. How many coins still exist? How many still have volume? I'm just saying. All right, next, here's a tweet from Do-It-Yourself Investing. At this point, I'm really only expecting us to see one more sell-off in Bitcoin that will also bring down altcoins. Bitcoin pairs might see upside, but as of right now, anytime Bitcoin drops, it bleeds alts on all pairs. Plan accordingly. So, one more drop, he says. Here's another tweet from DIY Investing. He wrote, and this is not pertaining to the XRP or Bitcoin, but I wanted to read it because I liked his response to a query upon this anyway. So he wrote, new video coming out today. Oh, yeah, I should mention that too. He's a big proponent for XRP, but he has a trading channel not specifically about XRP, but he's definitely an XRP bull, very pro, so I'm happy to mention that. You can find him. He's DIY Investing. Just type it into YouTube. You'll find him. New video coming out today about XTZ and how I think Tezos could have a massive bull run similar to Ethereum in 2017. 2020 is the year of the bull run, ladies and gentlemen. And so somebody named Alt Rector on Twitter responded with, what happened to all in XRP? And DIY Investing responded, I'm not stupid. XRP is my biggest bag, but I'm diversified into about 10 different altcoins. And I'm sure many of you listening right now are kind of in the same boat. I'll tell you what, since the beginning of 2018, the only cryptocurrency that I have purchased was XRP, because for me, I understand there's probably all sorts of money to be made if you're a trader, but I'm not one, and I just don't have any interest in that. So for me, it's all about fundamentals, and that's why I've got all the other stuff that I bought prior to that, but from then on out and to this day, all I regularly purchase is XRP, and that's it. It's not trading advice, not buying and selling advice, nothing like that. I'm just being open and sharing with you what I choose to do. All right, now here's a tweet from Lud XRP, and I think this is the first time I've highlighted him on this channel, and I came across him because DIY Investing actually retweeted what I'm about to share with you, and then he had a response to this also. But Lud XRP wrote this. It's about XRP. Look at the XRP USD candle pattern and MACD pattern in these triangles. What the hell's a MACD? Anyway, 2017 versus 2019. Still in play, don't you think so? Check it out. This is bullish. This is what he thinks. Will we get a very big boom up soon? ? And presumably the answer is yes, right? And you can see the chart right here. And it does indeed look quite similar. Now, DIY Investing responded to that, and he wrote, excellent analysis. Looks like we're getting close. I sure would love to see XRP go lower there, but because he had mentioned previously, and I'd cited that before too. He cited how he'd love to have an opportunity to buy it like 15 cents because he understands, because he the way he words it is, and this is where I got this saying from. I've said it a few times since then, but he describes it as buying somebody else's fear, which to me is kind of comical, but there's also some truth to it. So he says, yes, at 15 cents I will buy your fear. Absolutely. All right, next here, This is a tweet from Stone Hodl XRP, who I mentioned earlier. He is the one with the newer XRP YouTube channel. And so he tweeted this out. And to be clear, this is not a prediction. He sent me a direct message about this too. And this is not a prediction. He's just doing some chart analysis here. And I don't, I can appreciate it because I don't know what the hell I'm doing with this stuff, like I keep saying. But here's what he wrote. Possible to 30 cents around the 14th of December, not financial advice. And then he tagged me on that. And so here's the chart that he had associated with that. So there you go. But he did make clear in the direct message to me it's not some sort of prediction or something like that. It's just, in looking at the charts, he thinks that there's a probability that it goes here. And when you're talking about what technical analysis really is, well, let's hop into the next tweet now, because I think that there's kind of a misunderstanding of what technical analysis really is intended to do. Here's a tweet from Enigma Machine. He wrote this. He does technical analysis. He wrote this. I bought support today. Looked great, and Bitcoin scam pumped and dumped. Thankfully, a stop loss saved me. Technical analysis is about probabilities, not prophecy. Anyone that tells you something will happen can't be trusted. So there you go. But that's it for this video. Thanks so much for stopping by. I think you're a super duper cool person. I am not a financial advisor. I'm just Moon Lambo. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the Moon Lambo.